wasn't gonna move the tree either. But what I do is two things. First, I want the people to know we're here, because even though you don't see us, we're out there all over the place. And two, I want to make sure that people still in emergency can get out, because when something like that happens, there's a lot going through someone's mind, loss of property, et cetera, and we as public safety officials need to be level-headed and say, okay, can they still get out in an emergency? So that's what I needed to look for. So thanks for noticing.
I'll call you tomorrow. I
Sure.
got a bunch of trees that need to be removed.
It's another joke. Okay, moving on.
Those were all jokes, folks. Ooh, okay. Request for
this is
consent,
not a
Hill Law. I don't know what
Okay,
that is.
so this is, I have this on here. So we were contacted, okay, let's back up. A little while ago, a couple years ago, the town was approached with a 40B development over where what's now going to be potentially Strawberry Fields, which is a new development. The old one had 200-plus units. The Conservation Commission stepped in and said no. The developer went over to them and to the state and said, we'd like to continue this, and the state ruled in our favor. The attorney that worked on that was named David Hill, or maybe Dan Hill, I'm sorry. And anyway, it was Hill Law, and he was retained by the residents originally, but then ended up coming on as special counsel for the town. So this new developer is coming in to present Strawberry Fields, and it is going before the planning board, I believe, on March 21st, so next Wednesday. And the residents are reaching out to this attorney for him to represent the group of residents. And he is looking for, I guess, permission, if you will, but a request for consent from the town to allow him to continue that work where there is a potential conflict of interest. Our lawyers looked into it, kind of gray, so.
Yeah, I don't know, what would the conflict be? Because you represented before.
If
You
the
just
town
did-
had come before, and if the town now has an issue with this item, he can't step in
Oh, so they need our consent
to be represented.
to continue
be the-
representing.
No, he wouldn't be representing the town, he'd be
The-
representing
the
the
residents.
residents.
Yeah,
The residents hired him
Right.
privately, and they paid him something like, over a period of time, $35,000. He's an environmental attorney. And he was the person who pretty much stood behind the decision that was made by the Conservation Commission when it ruled against the project. When it went to DEP, and DEP basically ignored the position of the Conservation Commission, the Conservation Commission was not going to appeal the decision. They said, number one, we've never appealed a DEP decision. However, this gentleman, this attorney, and the neighbors up there that had hired him urged the town very strongly to pursue it. So the decision was made to, the town would appeal the decision made by DEP against the Conservation Commission, and the neighbors gave permission for this attorney to represent the town of Dayton. So right now, his last case was, and which was won, was as representing the town of Dayton. Now it appears that the residents want to hire him again to be personal counsel.
Yes.
So he's saying to the town of Dayton, is that okay?
Yes, exactly.
That's fine, that
No,
makes
they
sense.
can do whatever they want. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we need to
You need to vote on
vote on the
this.
consent.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the request for consent for the Hill Law Firm to represent the neighbors relative to the Strawberry Fields development.
Robert Hill.
It's Strawberry Fields, that's
It's
just a
Fields, I'm
typo.
sorry.
I think of the Beatles, that's how I.
Forever.
I will second that motion.
Yeah, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, so we'll just draft something up.
Give them hell.
So what,
I'll reach out to him and let him know. I think there's like a special document he needs.
okay. I can probably sign that
Do we
document as
need-
a chair.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, if necessary, to authorize you to sign any documentation relative to the approval for the request for consent.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'll just add that, have you talked to town council about this?
Yes.
So, and they said everything's okay? They had to
ver-
get permission for him to come on
Correct.
board before we voted, so now they just need to
Yes,
know.
Yes. I think the only sticky thing is that we would have to come up against them, but it's a new developer, it's a new plan,
Yeah.
it's a new project, so it
But
wouldn't
Mr.
be the
Hill,
same
Mr.
thing.
Hill did not take action against the
Against the
town of
town,
Dayton
correct.
per se. He brought all the information forward, and he supported our Conservation Commission.
Right, it's just in this, where we don't know, because it's still in the planning, he may have to come against the town, maybe.
My guess is he'll support the Conservation Commission again.
Yes.
But in any case,
Okay, great. Okay, the next thing we have is a correspondence, there's a letter here from Mass DOT, and the letter is just to inform us of our Chapter 90 local transportation aid funding for fiscal 2019. The state received $200 million statewide for this, and our cut of that is going to be $300,511.
That's up from last year, so that's good.
It's up about 10,000, a little over 10,000. Good work.
A lot of new
Rep
work.
Haddad and Senator Pacheco.
Now Tom Ferry's got to spend it.
Yes, correct.
that
And
won't be
he
a problem.
will, he will.
He'll find
We've
something.
got some projects,
Is that the only correspondence we have?
yes.
Okay. Announcements. I'll read the first one. The Friends of the Dayton Public Library are sponsoring a Meet the Candidate Night, the Candidates Night, on March 19th, 2018. It'll be at the middle school at 7 p.m. So I hope everybody will take an interest in that and show up and listen to what candidates have to say. You want to do some others?
Yeah, sure. There will be a rabies vaccination day held on Saturday, April 21st, 2018, from 2 to 3 p.m. at the North Dayton Fire Station. That's 132 Chase Street. It will be $12 per immunization, cash only, and Dr. Bruzy of the Dayton Rehoboth Animal Hospital will be the one administrating the immunizations. Just some quick rules. 1, all cats must be in a carrier, only 1 cat per carrier. 2, all dogs must be leashed, aggressive dogs must be muzzled, 1 handler per dog. And 3, all animal owners are responsible for cleanup in the event their animal urinates, defecates, or otherwise creates a mess within or on the grounds immediately adjacent to the fire station. Immunization will be denied to animals whose owners refuse to clean messes made by their animals. Town clerk will be available to issue dog licenses, payment by check only. There will be a
Check or cash?
Cash only.
Cash only.
payment by check only for the licenses, cash
Oh,
only for the
cash only for the
immunization.
immunization.
There will be a microchipping clinic. The fee for the chip and registration is $20. Checks only, please, payable to the town of Dayton. They will also be accepting pet supplies, such as bedding, leashes, etc., as well as having a food drive. If you need more information, please call the Dayton Board of Health, 508-659-4159. Trash bags, sharps disposal containers, and recycling stickers are all for sale at the Board of Selectmen's office. Please call 508-669-6431 for more information. There are vacancies on the Development and Industrial Commission, Land Use Committee, Cultural Council, and the Capital Outlay Committee. Selectman Goulart, you can take it home.
Okay, just a question, is the Open Space Committee all set now? We appointed someone.
They are.
They're all done, okay, very good.
No vacancies.
The STEAMposium, STEAM, stands for Learning and Careers in the Fields of Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. Dayton Rehoboth Regional High School is hosting an exciting, free family event on Saturday, April 7th, 2018, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Dayton Rehoboth Regional High School. I just want to mention that the Stormwater Committee met briefly on Monday, and Mr. Dave Perry, who is the Rehoboth Stormwater Manager, came to the meeting, and we finalized some of the events, some of the information we're going to have that we will be giving out. This is also on Election Day, but this is 10 to 2, so stop by the high school and see what's going on. The Dayton Lions Community Food Bank distribution will be held on March 24th at 8 a.m., lower level town hall, and tax forms are available at the library.
Great, thank you.
I believe we have one last announcement. Right on the sticky note.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. There it is.
I remember.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, St. John's.
Can you read that
St. John
horrible?
of God.
Yes.
Yeah, St. John's of God Church in Somerset will be having a soup kitchen tomorrow at 5:30.
PM.
So
Yep.
if you need to
If you
go
want
down
soup.
there, that would be great.
Open to the public, it's a free meal if you want to stop in, my understanding is.
Okay, selectmen reports. I want to report on a couple things. Last week, Selectman Goulart, myself, Chief McDonald, Chief McGee, and our town administrator, Ernestine, went over and met with Dr. Azar and his business manager, Catherine Antonellis. And the reason we had this meeting, you know, everybody's concerned about school safety and school security. And so that was our concern as well. And we had a very good discussion with Dr. Azar. We expressed our concerns. He told us what's going on at the high school. And I will say this, that I'm confident that the school administration over there is doing everything they can to keep our schools safe. And I think parents can be rest assured that they're doing everything they can to keep the schools safe. And we made a few suggestions. We couldn't do this in a public meeting because some of the things we discussed are security issues, and they would potentially compromise the security if we discussed them in public. So that's why it was done in an executive session. We made some suggestions. He told us what things they were doing over there, and I thought it was a very beneficial meeting. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, or either of you?
No, I don't have anything, thank you.
Okay. And then we had a further discussion tonight with the Board of Selectmen from Rehoboth, and we're going to meet with them, Dr. Azar, and the two police chiefs, and kind of have a further discussion about that. So I want you to know that, as the public, that we are very concerned about security, safety, and we will do everything within our power to have those discussions ongoing and do everything we can to protect our children. So that's all I wanted to say. The other thing I just wanted to, that's it for me.
Don't open the box.
No.
We don't have any acknowledgements.
Oh,
So-
I
You
just
have
want to
to-
grab something, yeah, that's right, if you got acknowledgements.
Yep,
on it,
I do.
I just want to grab something from that meeting I was at last week.
I have
All
you
right.
gave me also.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for.
There it is.
Okay.
Before you start, I just wanted to acknowledge you for all that you do. Thank you. I know I'm busy. I was on vacation. You keep it together. You keep us all together, and we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Last
Second
Friday,
that.
Chief McDonald and I attended a meeting of the Children's Advocacy Center of Bristol County. This meeting was a regional meeting for the Taunton area. Very well attended. I believe there were 5 police chiefs there. There were other police officers that the chiefs had brought with them. There was Senator Pacheco, Representative Oral, I think it was Representative Roderick. Representative Kennedy had sent someone from his office. The meeting talked about the services that are available to the public, to police departments, to the Bristol County District Attorney's Office, so forth and so on. This all relates to abuse of children and children in abusive households and how these are dealt with. And I brought back a lot of material, but I got a couple of books here that will be in Town Hall. These are very well written, these pamphlets. And they deal with how to talk to small children about child abuse without getting into adult language, if you know what I mean. As you can see on the book, there's a drawing, same thing on the back, a couple of kids with a tiger and whatever. And it says, protect your children, provide education and awareness about keeping their bodies safe. But as you go through this, as parents, you can show this to your children. And you can explain this in language that children will understand, because the point is educate them, you don't want to scare them. But this is one, and this is another one. And these books will be here at Town Hall. If anyone wants to pick them up, look at them, whatever, get some ideas. But also, the Children's Advocacy Center of Bristol County is located at 58 Arch Street in Fall River. We have a phone number and a email address, so that if you want anything relative to this, get in touch with Mrs. Brady. She will have these here. You, as parents, can contact this group. It's a support group. You can go to them for help. If you suspect that there may be a child that you know who may be suffering some kind of abuse, this group is I'll call it first line, because even if a local police department gets a report, this is the group that is brought in. The district attorney's office uses this group. So it was an excellent meeting, but the way, I've never seen this presented this way before, especially with small children. So this will be here. It's certainly worth looking into. Anyone with small children really needs to be aware of this and know what's available. This is a good resource for the community.
Before we move on, I just wanted to say, I wanted to thank you, Selectman Goulart, for last year letting me know about one of the training sessions that they had. I also went. I do not have children, but it was an eye-opening experience. It was difficult, but I definitely feel like it was very rewarding, and I just wanted to thank you for continuing. I know it means a lot to the people there. I've had residents who are aware that we've gone to the training and the different meetings that they have, who have thanked us for that as well. So thank you for continuing.
What was really nice, this one really focused on materials for small children. Last year, the meeting I went to, one of the speakers was a young woman who was now in college, but she talked about the circumstances in her own home where her father was the abuser. And so that was hard enough to deal with, hearing a high school student talk about that and knowing that it had been going on for years. But to hear about what goes on with smaller children and to see the stats, really upsetting. But again, this is great information. And if all you want to do is get it to help educate your children, it's going to be worth the effort.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we have no minutes to approve? No minutes. Okay, we have warrants to approve.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I move that the following warrants be approved. 37A-18 in the amount of $86,560.06 payroll. Warrant 37B-18 in the amount of $56,148.32 accounts payable be approved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, that concludes our regular meeting. We will now entertain a motion to go into executive session. So we will have to make it.
Where's the paper?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we enter into executive session under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, Numbers 3 and 6.
Strategy session with non-union personnel, strategy session in regards to union personnel, and potential land taking is number 6.
That's the motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
We're in executive session.
Thank you, Kate.